At least two differences. Last Friday, I think we studied, right? The differences between array and array list. So tell me at least one difference. Not able to see the names. Tell me. You guys are interested, focused or not? Let me see. Any one difference between array and array list? Anyone? Golden
Array is
chance.
static in size. So
Okay. Yeah.
array is static in size.
Mm-hmm.
Array and array list is dynamic in size.
Okay. Good.
And an array
Next.
is a fixed length data structure.
Mm-hmm.
And array list is a variable length data structure.
Very good. Anyone else? Thank you, Sri Lakshmi.
I'm Ashwini, sir.
Okay. I'm not able to see the names, so that's why it's all empty. So, anyways, thank you. Now, anyone else? Can we store different type of data in an array? I mean to say there is an integer array. Can we store strings in integer array?
Okay.
Okay. What are the other differences? Efficiency wise, which one is more efficient? Array or array list?
Arrays.
Arrays are more efficient.
Yes, sir. Arrays are
What is the reason?
because they can access by using the index, whereas
Mhm.
array list are stored in different locations, so it is time consuming to access.
Okay, yeah. Time and space complexity, if you see, arrays are efficient. But if you talk of end of user convenience, array lists are better. And what are the differences? How do we add an element to an array? An array list? In array using the index, x of 0 equal to 1, x of 1 equal to 2, x of 3 equal to 4, like that. We have to use the index and assign the values to that index. Whereas in array list, there is a method called add, right? Dot, if you do, I'm sharing my screen. You have to be updated. So dot add. Remember, we had this array list. I'm sharing my screen. Dot add was the method. And array list can store multiple type of data types also using objects. So if you have an object with name, age, phone number, salary, create an object of that and create an object of list of array list of objects. You can store that objects also. So array list is very much more efficient in terms of very more dynamic, and it has more features than array list, and it is the most widely used. And what is the method to find out the size of the array? Dot length, whereas in array list it is dot size, right? So you have to, if you forget again, how will you practice it, right? So you keep remembering things, don't forget. Okay, so now we completed array and array list. So the main differences of array and array list, I'll tell you. The first difference is the type of data types we can store. In array we can store only single type of data. In integer array only integers, string array only strings, whereas in array list we can store different type of data using objects. But if you create a array list of string, we can store only strings. If you create array of integers, we can store only integers. But it has a feature where it allows to store objects. That is why we can store different type of data types. Second one is it is static array, and array list is dynamic. It means once we create an array, we have to specify the length, so it becomes fixed, and it's consecutive memory locations. So it is traversal is easy, but it does not have much advantage, because what happens is the memory is blocked for that, whereas array list is memory is allocated dynamically. And then we have the methods, different methods called like array has dot length, whereas array list has size, and traversal is easy though, but there the traversal is different memory locations are scattered, so it is little more time taking, but it has so many other features provided. So that's always array list is much preferred than. Now, as per our agenda, our third day of Java, we have string. Okay, there is a string class in Java. We'll go in detail because that's the most widely used in automation and in programmer's life. String class of Java is most widely used. So now we remember there were different data types, right? Integer, float, double, like bytes, right? Short, long. Among that, there was a data type also called, what was the data type? Character, right? Character stores a single character. So we will create a new class, string, Java string, and select this main. Today our focus will be on a string class. So this is our most widely used class in Java. Okay. Whenever you do automation, string will be the only class which you will be using everyday basis. Every day. Like to yesterday also, when I said in array list on Friday, you see, create a array list of integers. We use integer here, right? And if I take the same thing here, and if I create a string type, so this is the string class. It extends object class, right? So now I've created an array list of type string. Yeah, so before going there, we know that there is a data type called character. Say character A equal to small a, right? If you create an character capital A equal to capital A. So it stores like this. These are characters, right? 2 bytes it will take. But you know, we can create a character and use it. But see, it is so complex, right? Then if I have to store another, say I have to store Bangalore, right? How will I store Bangalore? So I have to give so many so many numbers of character. Say character 1, first, second, right? Character third equal to B, A, like that. You have to keep on doing to store Bangalore. But that is little, what do you say, little difficult, right? We have to store so many characters. So to solve this problem itself is, they have provided a class called string class, string city. If I give equal to Bangalore, directly we can store a single word in city variable. So this city is a string. It is a sequence of characters. What is it? Sequence of characters, and it is a non-primitive data type. What is it? Sequence of to store sequence of characters, and it is a non-primitive. Why? Java is providing this class, but it is not like integer, float, character, double, all those things. It is a non-primitive. But you know, it is one of the non-primitive data type which Java is providing. Though it is non-primitive, Java is providing. It is generally non-primitive data types are those data types where the user creates, like array list. All those data types are created by user, but string class or string data type, which is a non-primitive data type, is provided by Java. So that is why sometimes it is called the ninth variable, ninth primitive data type, non-primitive. So in bracket you can say provided exception. This is an exception to the rule of non-primitive. Exception that Java provides string data type. So sometimes also called the ninth data type. Okay, so this is a very interesting class. It's interesting data type class also is there. How do you implement integer string? They're implemented using class only. So a string is a data type which is non-primitive, but since it is provided by Java, so it becomes one of the primitive data types like integer, float, sort, character, right? Like that. Just a second. What was this? Yeah. Anyways, so it is a string is a data type to store the sequence of characters. See now we store BAN and for the GALORE, Bangalore for using characters, right? But if I use string, it becomes so easy now. We don't need to repeat. So we don't talk in characters, right? We talk in words. Say I'm talking to you now. I am staying in Bangalore. My hobby is this. I do this, right? My role is this. I'm willing to become an automation engineer. I don't talk in characters. I talk in words. So to store data which is in human form, sentences and words, string class was created, right? To store human communication, string class was created. So these are the basic core things about string class, right? Now, string stores consecutive characters, right? And it is a non-primitive data type, but provided by Java. Non-primitive data types are generally user-defined, right? User creates them on their own, like array list. So just keep example, right? Array list. And there is an exception Java said, okay, we are going to interpret how humans talk. So it becomes very, very important for programmers to store string sequence of characters. So they provided a class for this. So it is an exception. It's also sometimes called the ninth primitive data type. Okay, so now we will write a small program, right, to work with strings. So I've written Bangalore. This is character. I'll remove this as comment. These are characters. Each character takes 2 bytes. This B takes 2 bytes, A takes 2 bytes, and takes 2 bytes. So here, see 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18 bytes is taken to store Bangalore, right? So that's the storage required to store a character is 2 bytes. So every character will take 2 bytes, right? So this becomes the string. Now I created a variable called string, right? Bangalore. Can I change the value of Bangalore? So very interesting topic. Okay, so that's why string is a very important class in Java. In the world of programming also, any language you go, string, they will have a special exception, special interest they will give, because that's how humans talk, using words and sentences. And so string is, see another one, say a string chat, right? So when we chat, what we do? I love programming, right? So I wrote a sentence, a group of words, right? So this is a group of words, but stored in a single variable. It is also a string type, right? String type, I love programming. So this is how we talk. I love programming. I love this. I studied this, right? I stay somewhere. So how humans talk in words and sentences. So to store the data which the humans talk, we have created a class called string, which has its own features. But now, tell me one thing. We all use Gmails and Facebook and Insta, right? So say for example, I created an Insta account and I stored UID as a nil Insta. Okay. Then I created a password equal to say 123 ABCD 123. Right now, can I change the value of password in the next step? String pwd equal to say ABCD 4321. Is this possible? It is possible, but what will Java do? So there is a concept called heap, right? Heap memory and pool memory, right? So heap memory and pool memory concept is there, where Java has made the string class immutable. String is immutable. Immutable means not value and not be changed. So that's why they are made. If the hacker changes my password, right? If Java allows to, okay, passwords can be changed, then hacker can change my password and he can have control over my Insta account or Gmail account. But for that, to have that control, the security, they have made the string classes immutable. So what it will do, I'll show you one small diagram to make you understand. Right, so we will take cloud. Where is the cloud? Anyway, some shape we will take. Okay, so here, and then we will say we'll store some value inside this, and this is the heap memory. So you'll say password value is 1 ABCD 123 ABCD 1 2 3 4. So you stored password and memory has been allocated in the heap like this, and the reference variable is password pwd. Right now, any other user or the same programmer, he wants to change the value of password, right? So say he wants to change new password, okay, and he wants to do that. So what will do, they will, Java compiler JVM will see, okay, there is a value ABCD123. So if I create another variable with the same password, so if I new the password also has the ABCD123, what it will do, it will not create a new memory location, it will directly point to this only. So this is pointing to this. If I have another variable, say here, new password, ABCD123, again, 1, 2, 3. So what Java will do, first this I will tell you, Java will not create a new memory location for this variable. So it first searches the values. Oh, I have a value in the memory here at memory location 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever 0, 0, 0, 1. I will assign the same to the new variable, whatever the user is trying to create. So this also will point to this, right? We'll use this, will point to this location. This also will point to this location, right? So JVM is restricting the user to go and access the same value. So if the user changes the password, right? Suppose the same user is changing the password to 4. So what it will happen? It will say, okay, ABCD123 is the password accessed by this variable, and it is also accessed by new password. It is being changed, so it will restrict that user. So that is why Java string class is immutable. Immutable means not mutable. Mutable means change. So we cannot change the value of a string value once it is assigned. Once I assign password some value, the value of that variable cannot be changed. If we create another variable and then use the same value, then in that scenario also it will go and search in the memory. Any such value is already there, ABCD123 as a string, it will assign the same memory location to another variable also. So this variable, if I change, it will affect this variable also because it's accessing the same memory. So that is why how security has been implemented in string class. So once this user is creating a password variable with some value, that memory location is assigned if any other new variable is created with, right, with the same value. So even if user goes ahead and creates a new variable ABCD123, it assigns the same memory location to new password also and password also, right? So string is immutable, value cannot be changed once assigned. So that is why we use string class for storing passwords, all the sensitive information. Say for example, uh, you are storing your database URL there, right? In database there is a connection string. Connection string is like you have which server, right? Oracle or SQL or MySQL or Postgres, or there are so many NoSQL databases nowadays, right? So now you, to connect to a database, we have to provide that connection string. So if some hacker goes and changes the connection string, then what will happen? The program will fail. The user will not be able to connect to the database, and that person will hack it and it will get access to our data. So that's why to store those connection strings, the passwords, yes, right, sensitive information, all bank accounts. See, all these bank accounts have also username, account number, right, and our all addresses, our all Facebook data, all Twitter data, Insta data, all personal information, and which are very personal to the person who holds the account, are all in form of strings. So now if you allow the strings to be changed, what will happen? It will do a lot of bad things. The personal information, anyone can go ahead, hack and change. So that is why Java put a restrictions. Okay, let's not make the class mutable. I will make immutable. So they made the string classes immutable. So once a value is assigned to password, no one can change it. So it's already fixed in one memory location. It will stay there forever until the user himself changes. Then also what will happen? Say the user goes ahead and changes this variable 1, 2, 3, 4. So what will happen? One more area here, ABCD 1, 2, 3, 4 will be created. ABCD 1, 2, 3, 4. This will still be there, right? Until the user does garbage collection, this ABCD 1, 2, 3 will always be there. And then sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, some other password. So if he creates a new password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the new memory is allocated. The old is not touched. That, remember that. That's why string is A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4 will not be changed. It is immutable. We have to, JVM will go and create a new memory location ABCD 1, 2, 3 for ABCD 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then provide the object reference to this variable. So this until the garbage collection is not done, it will still be there in memory. So that's why your passwords are safe. Got it? So that's the core concept of string. Right? So I mean to say, this was intentionally, these are the reasons why string class or string data type, being a non-primitive data type, the Java itself provides it. Got it? Java itself provides it. Right. So now, so that's the reason for your string class being immutable. What's the reason? Security. Simple. Plain in an interview, this question will 100% come. Why string class immutable? String class is immutable. Simple answer, for security reasons, security purpose, right? So they will ask in say, can you tell me in detail? Sometimes not everyone will have interviewer will ask in detail, but the I mean, just if you experience your 3 years, 4 years, 5 years experience you have, those if you have that level of experience, then interviewers might go and ask in detail also. Can you tell me in detail? But at a fresher level or 1 or 2 years experience, they will only ask, is string class immutable? Then simply say it is immutable. The reason is for security purpose, so that the values stored in string are not changeable. No one can change them. Once it is created, it is assigned to a variable, and that variable will point to that memory location. No one can change that. Once it is right. So when you during the execution of this program, that memory allocation happens. So during that execution, if garbage collection is done and there is a user wanting to change the password, then the previous value will be erased. Until then, the password will still point to the older one, right? So that's how. And another reasons for Java being immutable is Java. First one is security. Second one is I'm into synchronization. So when you talk of synchronization, synchronization is how you execute the values. When during execution, how you use them, right? Synchronize. How you synchronize. Concurrency. So as I told you, I also am running this program, and some other user is also running the same program. So what will happen? Two passwords with the same value is getting created, right? See, our automation code is written in Java, and Java is a machine independent language. We can take this program anywhere in any machine, in Mac, in any machine having Linux also, we can run this program. So it is not dependent on the operating system. So why? Because the JVM converts our Java program into a dot class file. So you remember JVM, I forgot to tell you this one, I think. So if you talk of JVM, right, there are three things: JDK, JRE, and one more, JDK, JRE. Yeah. So JDK and JRE. So what is the difference between JDK and JRE? So when take one more circle. See, the difference is this is the JRE and this is the JDK. So JRE is part of JDK, Java Development Kit. Right? That's why when we installed Java, we said what I told, take JDK, not the JRE. If you only take JRE, that's a runtime environment, then you will not get everything, right? You only can execute program. You cannot compile, right? You cannot code. You cannot do creation of programs. You cannot. So if you have JDK, you can create also and execute using JRE. So this is only the runtime environment. So what is interpreter doing? So interpreter will go line by line. So I write 100 lines of code, the first line, second line, third line, right? So all these lines of code the interpreter will read, and then the compiler will be coming into picture. It hands over to the compiler. So the interpreter, what it does, it creates a dot class file. So all the lines will be read and converted into a dot class files. That dot class file is what? It is in byte codes, right? Remember that. Very the programming language are all very smart. So to make the machine independency, they will convert whatever data is there in the program into the class, whatever class you create, into a dot class file. Dot class file contains byte codes. So these byte codes are machine independent. Now these byte codes are understandable by any machine, whether it is Mac or Linux or Windows. So you can take this and then take it to another machine, right, and then execute them. So dot class file is having a format called bytecodes. Now when the compiler runs this dot class file, then actually in physical memory it will be stored in forms of zeros and ones, right? 0 1 1 0 0 1 1 1, all these are stored. Everything is stored in form of machine language. So machine language is 0 1 this, but dot class file is bytecodes. So the JVM, using the JDK we will develop the program, using JRE we will execute the program, and then the dot class file will be created. So that is why when we have this C project, Maven project, we have this Java main class, src slash main slash Java and src slash main test slash Java to develop, right? Once you develop, see there, here also we have some folders down automatically created by Eclipse. So these stores the dot class values. If you go inside, this will, here it will show as app.java, but internally JVM will manage these as dot class files. All these dot Java will be converted into dot class, app.class, launch chrome dot class, and then it will be stored. So those byte codes or dot class files are machine independent, and then any compiler of JVM in any machine will you understand this bytecode dot class, right, and store the information in its machine in the hard disk or in the RAM in the form of machine language, machine code, because obviously Windows will have its own machine uh, what do you say, the processor, it will convert them into a sequence of zeros and ones to store the information, and Mac will have different. But this dot class file will be understood by any machine, any type of operating system. That's why this new simple thing in between, when you can write a dot Java class file, it gets converted to a dot class file. Dot class file is portable. We can take it to any machine, execute it using JRE. JRE will then finally give it to processor. Processor will then say, okay, I understand this, and he will convert that into zeros and ones and store the memory. Right? Memory is managed in zeros and ones. We know that. So now let's come back to string. String is an immutable class. The string, we cannot change values once it is assigned. So for security purpose, the string class has been made immutable. The other reason is synchronization, concurrency. Say the same time two users are trying to run the program. Then also to avoid the confusion, the password should always still hold the same value. So that's why to avoid those conflicts, right? They have made the string class as immutable. And caching, there is another system called caching. Caching is when computer optimizes your string objects, right? These are all objects, right? This all are objects, right? So though we are writing this inside a class, right? So this is our Java string class, and we have created this data, right? This is all information, right? So everything, only the objects can, when I create an object of this class, then using that object I can access all these variables, right? City, chat, UID, password, new. So these all also internally are objects of string class. This is my class. Say I create a, what is this? Java string, right? So Java string as equal to new Java string. This is my object, right? This is my personal object. I created a new object. So what it is saying, Java string cannot be, okay, this is inside the class I'm doing, we have to do it outside, right? So any other class we have to create and use it, right? I cannot create the object of this class inside the class. So what I was saying is, when I create a Java string object, it is my object, my personal object. But these strings also are objects in for the string class, right? If I mouse over and where is it? String. See, this is, if I open the declaration, this is our string class, which implements serializable comparable, right? So this is how the string class has so many methods inside it, right? See, all the methods are available inside this. Get characters, character, all the methods. I will teach you now those methods. Content equals, comparator, how do I traverse over the, right? How do I compare them? Starts with, ends with. So all these methods are available inside the string class of Java. So what I was trying to say is, I created a class. This is my personal class. I created an object. So this is my personal object. But when I store string city equal to Bangalore, for the string class created, which is provided by Java, it is an object. So this Bangalore is an object. This is another object. This is another object, right? Values of these objects. So these all are different objects. So caching, I was talking of the reason why string class is immutable. String class, first of all, I told you it is because of security purpose. Second is synchronization, concurrency. Third one is caching. So what I was trying to say is, when the JVM processes these objects, right, to optimize, right, say A equal to test and B equal to test. So you are giving the same value test, right, to two variables, A equal to test and B equal to test. So what will JVM do? It will provide the same from the memory. It will search, oh, test is already there. So it will just give a, okay, use this B as test and you can use it. But if someone changes the value from test to test one, which is not possible, right? So once test is assigned to a variable, then that is fixed. It becomes unimmutable, right? Now, I mean to say, it is pointing to the same object in the memory, right? So that's why it is immutable. That's, I think those are the three most core reasons to make string class immutable, right? So don't get confused and don't think so much also, because at fresher level or 1 year or 2 years, they will not ask in detail how string class is implemented. Sometimes, for actual application developers, they might ask, okay, tell me how they have implemented the string class as immutable. So the programmers will have to explain also sometimes. But from an automation point of view, they will not ask that how it is been. They will ask why, the reasons. The first reason is the security. The second one is synchronization or concurrency. The third reason, you can say, for caching. So caching is cache memory, right? So B A equal to test and B equal to test. So to point to the same object in memory, they, during your execution, they will, JVM will say, okay, the memory is the value is still already there. I will just give a reference to the same memory location. So that is called caching. Okay, now let's see the methods. Now, what are the methods? Methods. Now, say for example, city, right? City. Just take that object reference and say dot. Now you can see character at, characters, character point at, point before, compare to, ignore case, concatenation, contains equal, right? See how many methods they have given. How many methods? Just see index of, intern is blank. So these are all the methods which are available, right? I will tell you some methods which we will mostly use. So what we will do? We will use mostly length method, right? Then we'll have character at this method, right? Then contains. This contains is the one which is widely used. Length is used, character as is used, or index of. Index of also is used. So these are the mostly widely used methods. So now let's print. We'll do SYSO control space and then say city dot length, right? So now if I run this program, you can see it prints the value 9. Why? Because Bangalore is of 9 characters. So BAN is 3, GAL is 3, ORE is 3. So what is the length will print NGTH. Length is for number of characters in the string. Characters in the string, right? So if I change to, say for example, Bangalore space Karnataka. So what it will be doing, just see it. 19. See, Bangalore is 9 and Karnataka is 10. So 10 plus 9, 19 total character. 3, 3, 6, 3, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, sorry. So Karnataka also KRNAT AKR 9 plus 9, 18, and there is a space in between, which is also one character. So space is also stored as a character. So total length is 19. And then next method is character at. So another print city dot say char at. Now provide the index. So character at, what it does, it prints the character at a specific index. Say I want to print at index 0. Can you please print me the index value 0? So what it will do? It will print the value B, because always remember indexing starts with 0. So Bangalore is at 0th index. So I want to print the index say 18. So what will happen? Sorry. It will print the last character, Karnataka's last A character, because total length is 18 with the space 19, but index is starting from 0. So that is why A is printed, right? So 0 to 8 here, 9th is the space, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 0 to 18 is total 19, so total 8 is printing. So this is one of the other method. Another method is character at is done, index of. Now the opposite. I got this is for getting characters at specific index, right? And start indexing starts from 0. Always remember, indexing always starts from 0 in case of string class. And in arrays also, anywhere you go, indexing generally starts from 0. And then this is now index of. Index of, I want to know the index of Bangalore. So in this string Bangalore, Karnataka, I want to know the index of Bangalore. So what it will do? See, 0 because Bangalore is at 0th index. As a whole word also, this is at 0th index. If I give K, right? K will have an index of 10. This is total 9, but starting from 0. So 8, space is 9 and K is 10, right? Karnataka T. If I give T here, and then I run this, it gives the index 15, right? After K 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So T is accessible. So now if I give capital T, what will happen? In this string, I am searching the index of capital T. What it will do? In case it does not find, it will give -1. So whenever the value is not available and user is trying to use the index of method, then the value is -1. Anything. Suppose I give in Karnataka, Bangalore, Karnataka, I am searching, say, Hyderabad, HYD. Okay. So what it will do? It will say -1, indicating that there is no string called Hyderabad in HYD in this Bangalore, Karnataka. But if I give Akka, AK, what it will do? It will find. Why? Because Akka is here. Right? So index of AK is starting index is 16. So it gives the index of 16. The next method is, one more interesting method is contains. Contains is widely used. CT contains. Okay. What it will do? It print true. Boolean value it returns. So this CT contains method returns blue. This returns integer. This returns character at, right? Character at. It returns a character. Length returns an integer. So how do you know? So just mouse over, go inside. Okay, integer. This is the return type. Right? Again, contains. What is the value? Boolean, because true or false, right? It returns Boolean. Then index of integer, we were getting 16, 14, 20, whatever index value. And then character at returns a character because it gives single character at that index. So this is how you should also learn. Just if you come to Eclipse and type programs, but you don't know how do I access the parent class. See, string is a class, right? We know that. So if I do control, if I press control and mouse over, it becomes in blue color. And then one underline will also appear. You can use this selection and go inside. So you get all the information about string class. So string class, it is explaining also. So the class includes methods for examining individual characters of the sequence, for comparing the strings, for searching the strings, for extracting substrings, and for creating a copy of a string with all the characters translated to uppercase. So whatever information is there for the string class is explained also. The Java language provides special support for the string concatenation operator and plus and for the conversion of other objects to strings. So these all are in comments, but it will be explained. And then the string class is starting here, and it will have a character data type called value, which is of type byte. Return type is final, right? So many variables will be there. All class will have variables and methods. So it will has variables, and if you string go down, you will have method starting. So it will have the string constructor. Constructor is a method, right? And then we have code point before. Like this, multiple hundreds of methods are available in string class. See, two lowercase. Now I will use this. I'll copy paste from here only. Go to my class, Java string class, and then I will say two lowercase. So sorry, I will remove this and I will say two low. Always method will have these two brackets. So what it will do? The whole city string will be converted into lowercase. See, Bangalore, Karnataka, right? Whatever you give. If you make G also capital, A also capital, right? And then run it, save it, it will convert to lower class. So similarly, we have upper class also, uppercase. To upper. See, if, why, how will you know? City dot T. If you get, you will get all the methods starting with T. You remove it, dot C or X. Anywhere which contain X. C, all starting with C. D, all the methods with D or containing D. F, all C, all the methods. So just dot, your dot will always help you to get this list of methods. So remember this, don't forget it. City dot, now to uppercase. If I do dot TO, it will automatically give all the methods with TO. So what I will do, I will use the down key and use this uppercase. Right? And then if I run, save it, it will give the capital letters. See how interesting also. So many times we have to use these things in our automation. We have a web application, right? Yesterday I showed you Hyundai. Where was it? Somewhere here, right? Now I want to check. See this extra ex here also and here also. There are two strings. Whether, see, this is the developer has developed this application with some text and some image, right? I want to validate whether the developer has actually provided the capital letter EXTER or not. So see, so how, what we will do, we will right click, inspect this text, right, and capture the value. So in case this is an image, we have to use some tools, but generally anything which is capital or anything we want to do, we have to inspect. Say for example, I will inspect this, right? So I'll take, this is here, see, transmission available. So this I will create an XPath or class using the class name or ID or name. We will capture and build an XPath, and I will obviously driver.find element I will do in my Selenium code, and then I will see the value. Then I will do an uppercase, okay, and I will compare that. Okay, now this Hyundai's home page, this value is in uppercase or not, I have to validate. Varna, VRNA, because see, this is how the features are developed. The all new Hyundai Varna is capital, but the user is seeing Varna in capital, but how to validate that? Capture this text, right, using Selenium driver.find element, and then you compare with your own variable storing Varna in uppercase. That is the return same, right, to uppercase. So say suppose my string type, car type, right? Car type is equal to Varna. And then, right, so now I will do uppercase. To uppercase here, right? So now this will also give me capital letter VRNA. And in from the UI, I will, from UI, what I will do? I will bring in that text, will capture the text, and then I will do a comparison. What I will do? Comparison or using contains. If this string contains that string, validation is, if it is returning true, validation is complete. If it is returning false, so it means you are not able to see that actually it is not in capital letter. So that's what, how you have to use your methods, to uppercase, to lowercase. Then another method is, I'll show you. Contains I have shown you, right? Contains is very interesting. Whether the Bangalore contains Bangalore or LORE or KR, anything you want to search inside this string, you can use the contains. contains. Now I told you, if I say akka, then it will say true. So it returns akka is there, but car type does not have it, right? Car type is Varna. Varna does not contain akka. But if I say Varna contains Anna, Na, RNA, then see it will say true. Why? Because Varna, which is this, contains RNA, ribonucleic acid, DNA, RNA, right? So it contains RNA, so it returns true. But if I do the same thing for city, the city contains RNA, right? Save it and run it, or run and save. So it says false. So contains method returns Boolean value. So if I mouse over and go inside, I will see here the return type Boolean, right? So other methods, just this says city dot is the interesting ones. I've already told you, uppercase, lowercase, contains, index at, length, character at, right? Now equals is also there. We will see what it does. Equals, so equals, and also suppose I want to know more information about the method, right? You can just highlight, just mouse over, it will say also compares the string of the specified object. The result is true if and only if the argument is not null and if the string object that represents the same sequence of characters as this object. So it means it will return true, right? And city equals. So say for example, I will use this city equals RNA. So does Bangalore, Karnataka is equal to RNA? It will say false, right? So now if I say same thing, I will. All these are called validations in automation. We are doing the validations. Right now I will say, okay, does Bangalore equals Bangalore, Karnataka? Let's see what it says. It should say true. Why? Because exactly it is equal to city is equal to this. Right, the value inside city is exactly matching with the string provided in your double quotes, so it is saying true. So equals method is also used to compare. Then city dot, again do dot and come inside this, and we have done index of is blank. See, we can check whether the string is empty. Right, now is city blank, SYSO. So what it is doing, it is asking is blank. See, is blank. So question mark is there. So if I run this, it will say false because it is not blank. But if I say I make the car type as empty, right? See, I made the car type empty and I will use this car type to check whether it is blank or not. And run this. What it will do, it will say true because it is blank. There is nothing. Even a space if I give, it will say false because space is also a character. But since space is not having any value, it is still saying true. So how do I know that, right? So if I mouse over is blank, so if you go into this, returns true if the string is empty or contains white space. See, it is clearly mentioned. Apart from white space and empty, it will show false, but for the empty string and white space, it will say true. So if I say space, these many spaces, right? Then also it will say it is blank because there is nothing. So it does not consider white space as character, though in reality, white space is also a character. And then let's go to another method now. So we'll write the definition. What is this? Index of gives the index of the character provided, mentioned. and then uppercase converts to uppercase. Very easy, that conversion converts to uppercase, right? This is lowercase. This is converts to uppercase. Then this contains returns true if found, if substring found, if substring found. Then this is comparing the substring, comparing the string or substring passed. Okay, and then this is blank, checks if empty or has only word. Okay, white space. Very small thing. In interview they will ask, there is a method called isBlank in string class. So will it return true or false for blanks? If the string has only white spaces, then will it return true or false? Some people will say false. They will say, oh, this is not character, because white space also is stored in a character value, but that is wrong. So or has only white spaces. Okay. Then let's go to the next method. So many interesting methods are there. But so we have done character add, which are not required. I will not give focus. Concatenation is also not much required. Content is the most widely used. Content equals is not used, right? Ends with, see this ends with, sometimes we can use. So ends with means, say car type. Where is car type here? And it's say Hyderabad, right? So does ends with bad, right? It will check true, because Hyderabad ends with BAD. And does Hyderabad end with BADD? It will say does not end, because in the end of the Hyderabad string there is no thing called BADD. So that's how this ends with also is used sometimes. So it has already inbuilt methods. See, we can write these methods on our own also, right? But string class Java itself has is already providing so many methods which we can use for our automation and complete things faster. If it was not provided, then we had to write it, but they have provided. This Java has evolved. If you start the starting version of Java 1, right, these all methods were not there. Only few methods were there. 5 or 7, 6 methods were there initially. Now if I do city with, how many methods we are getting, right? City dot, see, these number of methods were not there earlier. Java is also evolving. Every time they think, okay, so many users are requesting, can we have these methods? So there's a request also, it comes to them. So those requests are then the developer will write the methods. Empty, is blank, is empty. What is the difference between is blank and is empty? Is blank, I told you, it returns true if the string contains empty or white spaces. And is empty will if the length is 0, right? So city dot is empty will do, okay? If the length is 0. In this scenario, white spaces is considered as a character. So now is empty. And car type is Hyderabad. Hyderabad is empty. So now first it will say false because Hyderabad is having some word. But now I remove this. Now if I do, it will say true. Why? Because Hyderabad is really empty. See, true. But now if I give an up space, now see, it will say false. Why? Because the length is 1. See, the difference between is blank and is empty, the difference is blank considers white spaces as no value, whereas this considers even white spaces. Considers even white spaces as white spaces are stored as characters. Right? This is a character. White space is one of the important character of string class of Java, sorry. And then another method. So these all methods are going to be very, very helpful in automation. Very simple methods implementation is done, but we need them. Is blank is empty is done. Last index of. So last index of what it will do? Last index of it will give the index of the last character. What is the returns the index within the string of the last occurrence of the specified character. So in Bangalore, Karnataka, I want the last index of, say, last index of T or A, because A is repeated, right? So many times. But I want the last index of A. In Hyderabad, we'll take the, it's nearby for us, right here. Hyderabad. See how many times A is coming? 1 and 2. 2 times it is coming. So I want to know car, this city type. Okay, what is car type? There's a wrong reference, but yeah, anyways, for testing, we can use it. Hyderabad word or string has A how many times? 2 times. And I want to know the last index of A. So what it will do? It will go and pick 7, not the first A, the last one. So 0 is H, Y is 2, D is 3, E is 4, R is 5, A is 6, and then 7 at the starting index 7 we have A, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these characters index, last index of A, right? So it is giving the value 7. So when there are multiple characters repeated, when some characters are repeated in the string, then it will give the last index of what you want. Okay, so it gives the last index of any repeated characters or any character you can say, but generally obviously we know that the last index of A means why we are using last index, because sometimes repetition happens and I want to know the last one. So what is the index of A, the last one? Next method. So last index is done. There's go there again, dot. Length is already done. Matches is not used so much. Matches is also like contains only whether the string matches the given regular expression using regex. So there is another interesting thing called regex that also we might discuss. Let's see. So let's not discuss, confuse you more. So we'll go with the most widely used methods. Repeat is not reused. Starts with, so like ends with, starts with. So it will return true if the Bangalore Karnataka, it starts with Bangalore, right? Bangalore space Karnataka, it starts with Bangalore. So if I say does my car type or city starts with Bangalore, it will say true. So strip is like trim. Like there's a method called trim. Like strip is also, it returns the string whose value in the string is with all the leading and trailing white space removed. So say for example, Bangalore Karnataka city, right? City dot strip RIP. So what it will do? It will print the spaces leading and trailing, right? So what do you mean by this? Now there are no, now I give so many white spaces here and so many spaces here. When I save and run it, it will see only this much it is printed. In normal, if I print only city, so what it will do? Without the strip, it is like a trimming, right? So if I print only string, see where it is printing these white spaces and these white spaces, all are printed. But if I do strip, then it strips the leading and trailing white spaces and only prints the value apart from those white spaces. So very interesting. It is also type of trimming, right? So it is for trimming. Trim leading and trailing white spaces, right? Interesting. Another method. So all these methods are pre-built, available inside the string class. Just do dot and start using it. Strip is done to lowercase, to character array. If I want to convert this to a character array, see now this is also sometimes used, not widely used, but it is. So what it will do? It will create a character array and see what is the return type. Go and mouse over and go inside. It returns a character array. See, it returns an array of characters, right? And then, sorry, let's go back and let's print it. Ct.to character array. What it will do? See, it prints a character array. This is an array. It looks like the same Bangalore Karnataka string with white spaces, but it is stored as an array, right? That's why it will become an array. The first data type we studied, right? Array. We studied array and array list differences, right? That array, where consecutive memory locations, static length, that it is converting and giving to us, so that we can use it whenever we converts to character array. Simple, it is here only to character array. It is converting this city to character array. Simple. So everything is what do you say, provided in the name of the method also. You can get the meaning of the meaning in the name of the method itself. Then what we had, character array, replace. See, replace all is also widely used. Replace and replace all, I will tell you. Replace all. So I want to use this method. I want to replace all with something, right? I want to replace all A with capital A, right? So this is replace all. Now run it. So what it will do? All the A's are converted into capital, whatever you specify. See, the first BANG, BA, GA, GA, KA, NA, TA, so many places A is appearing. So it replaces all those with whatever you specify. If I want to replace with, say, WER, it will do that also. Wherever A was coming, it is replacing with WER. Now, there is another method called replace. I showed you replace all. What is the difference? Now tell me. Replace A with WR. So what it will do? Only the first instance. See here? Okay, it is doing for all. So what is the difference? Replaces each substring of the string that matches the given regular expression. And then replace each substring of the string that matches the literal target sequence with the specified literal replacement sequence. The replacement proceeds from the beginning of the string to the end. For example, replacing A with B in the string A will result in BA rather than AB. Okay, the first. So wherever it encounters WER, there it will do it, right? So the difference between replace all and replace is here each substring of the string that matches the given regular expression with the given replacement. Okay, and here inside replace from the beginning of the string, right? It starts from the beginning of the string. Internal target sequence, the special literal replacement sequence. This return type is I think string. This also string. Yeah, the resulting string. So there is slight difference. Replace and replace all. Replace all will go. It will not go from the starting. So Java JVM, if to increase the efficiency, right? So initially replace they developed. So what it will do, it will go to the first of the string search for WER or A, and then first occurrence replace, then second occurrence of A replace, third occurrence replace, but then replace all was introduced. What it does, it will not go and start the searching from the beginning. Uh, it will, for efficiency purpose, to make things faster, it will search anywhere. So not specific, right? So it will go and search anywhere and then do things faster. This is replace all uh, searches randomly, and this is from beginning, searches from beginning. Then another method, and some few more methods, then we will be done. City dot repeat is not used. Replace all I told you. Replace starts with. Starts with is also, I think we already did. Starts with, we can do it. Starts with, say, starts with, there are two methods starts with, right? Let's see the first one. City dot starts with, see, there are two methods. One with single parameter, the second with two parameters. Starts with, first one if I do BAN. So does my string city starts with BAN? Error is there. What is the error? Okay, one more bracket is missing. So now false. Where is my city? It is not starting with BAN because I added white spaces. Right now, if I'll do, now will it say true or false? False. Why? Because capital B is here, where we are asking for small b. That is also failing. Now, if I do capital B, it will say true. Yes, Bangalore starts with BAN. Right? So that's how starts with is used. Then dot, go down again. Mostly till S we have done, strip we have done, like trimming, strip leading, strip trailing is also there. Only remove the leading white spaces, only remove the trailing white spaces, right? Substring is also very interesting. Say in Bangalore, give me the substring. What is the data type it is taking? Dot substring. The substring beginning index it is taking, right? So use this and say give me substring at 0 index, right? Let's see. So it will give the first word Bangalore, Karnataka. So obviously at 0th index the whole string is at 0th index, so it gives the, now if I say 7, so it gives the substring at the 7th index, RE Karnataka, right? So this gives the substring. There is one more substring, gives the, returns the substring after the specified index. After the specified index. Not widely used, so generally contents is the widely used. Then substring beginning index and index. Now it will asking, give me the characters between 0th index and 7th index. So what it will give, it will search from 0 and go till the 7th index, and Bangalore it has printed, right? If I give 8, it will give the whole word Bangalore, but I think we have changed it. LOREBANGLORECT. Where is it here? So why it is not giving the whole substring from 0 till, now it is giving, right? With 8 till R it will give. Yeah, till R. So till 9 if I give, it will give me the whole string Bangalore. Okay, so this gives the returns the, this is why used. This first substring is not my widely used. This is used because you are giving an option to give me a substring between in the main string. So there is a long sentence. I want to know whether that word is there or not. So we will take the substring method and we will find out the substring in between the string. Returns the substring between the indexes found with starting, found between starting and end index, ending index, index. Right? I think almost we are done now. One more method is there, I think. Let me see. This substring is used. Remember that. The first one with a single parameter is also you can use, but not much because it's little different. Then character, I told you lowercase, I told you uppercase, I told you trim is also there. So this also trims the returns a string whose value is in the string with all leading and trailing space removed, where a space is defined of any character whose code point is less than or equal to this. You see, this is how strings are stored in Java. 2 bytes with text, right? So it stores in Unicode language. U plus. U starts for Unicode, okay? String is the only class. That's why it is an exception. It is stored in the Unicode. Unicode is a prototype or the World Wide Web Consortium they have defined as special uh, uh, code, right? Called Unicode, which is with the string class uses to store the values. So because Unicode is for human interpretation, human communication interpretation. So I am saying I am talking. The whole when we record a voice, right? Nowadays we send this in WhatsApp. I click that green voice message button and then I record whatever I say, and then it is sent to our receiver. But what happens in the memory? In the memory, Unicode language is used. Why? Because characters are defined as Unicode characters, and then internally it is stored. So the processor to understand and like not make mistakes. So if I record my sound, the exact same word should be received at the receiver side, right? So to make that uniqueness, so they have completely developed a different way approach called Unicode, and Unicode is used for all things which is human interacted. Uh, this one is Alexa is there, right? When we ask Alexa, can you play this song? So there also Unicode language is used. Unicode is used because Unicode is a approach where the human way of talking, human way of communication is interpreted. Otherwise, how robot talks, how machines work, right, or animals do, we don't know. But for a clear understanding of the way humans talk, they have defined a separate thing called Unicode. That is why all these characters, which are in strings, right? We all group of characters is called string. All these strings also follow the Unicode because each string is a group of characters, and each character is following a 2 bytes and taking 2 bytes memory and following Unicode format. So that's why they have developed this separately, because that's the language we use, right? English language. I think that's it. String dot city dot. Same is also done. Strip also I have told you, leading, strip trailing, like that trim character, city.chars not used. Get bytes no one uses. Get class name, it gives the class name. Lines also not used. Split, yeah, split I will show you. Say there is a city, we know what is the value, Bangalore, Karnataka. Now I want to split by say space. There is a space between, right? There is a space between Bangalore and Karnataka. So what it will do, it will return an array. Split will return an array. See, string array. So if I do this, what it will do? It will just split it, but I'm not printing will what? It will print. It will not print because it returns an array. So if I run this, what it will get? You will get a array. Internally, how arrays are managed. So what I will have to do? Split it and show me the index 0. Right? Now it will give me Bangalore. Split and then show me the value at 0th index, because I'll bring that string here. This is widely used. Right? Just this part I will, for testing, I will bring it. I'll remove this. Okay. Just for understanding, I'm bringing and commenting and putting it here. So now I have Bangalore and space and Karnataka. So what I did, I split by space. So this is the character I am using for splitting, right? Space here. Same space here also, here also. So what it is returning, it is saying, okay, I have broken this into 2, right? So 0th index and first index. So if I give 0, it will give Bangalore. If I give 1 and run it, it will give Karnataka, right? So splitting is breaking into. Now if there was one more, say India, right? Bangalore is in Karnataka, Karnataka is in India. Now I am saying split by space. So what will do? Space, split it. And if I give the index 3, but this India I have to do here also, right? In the main variable. And I run this, it will give me some error is there, out of bound, because index is starting from 0. So second index is give the third value. So it will give me India. Right? So it is splitting Bangalore, Karnataka, India with spaces, and I'm saying split with space, so it gives 3 values. Split by space. Bangalore between Bangalore and Karnataka, and space between Karnataka and India. So now if I say split by, so the string is like this, original string will come back, right? This is the original string. Now I will say split by Galore. Okay, so I will say Galore. So what it will do? It will split by Galore here, because only one time it is finding Galore, and it will split here. And it will, the first index will give BAN, second will give the entire thing. See, and there is no 3, so 2, 1 only, 0 and 1, because index starts with 0. So now if I print this, but it has to be, yeah, this is correct. Just run it, because I have to comment this. Error comes. Now run it. So it will give Karnataka split of 1. Karnataka, India. See? So it's split by Galore, right? And then this split by Galore. So this is the one which is character is used. So it will split BAN, then Galore, and then Karnataka. So 0th index is this. This is ignored. And then the remaining first index is this. So Karnataka, India. So whatever you specify, it will be ignored. So that is the split character, right? So if you mouse over, splits the string around the matches of the given regular expression. The method works as if by invoking the 2 argument split method with the given expression and a limit argument of 0. Okay, the trailing empty spaces are therefore not included. So if space is there after India or something, it will not consider. Okay, so now if I split by, our original string is Bangalore, Karnataka, India. If I split by India, what it will do? See, original string is Bangalore, Karnataka, India. Now I am asking to split by India. So it will split here, right? And I am saying, give me the index 1. Is there any value at index 1? No, because only 0th index will be there, this one. This is not considered, and after 0 there is nothing. So it will throw an error, out of bound exception. See, index outer bound x external will come because it is splitting with India, but there is nothing at one location. So 0 if I give, it will print the value Bangalore, Karnataka. Okay, I think that's it. Right? Split will split by the character sequence mentioned and return array. An array. That's an array is used accessed by index. So that's it. Okay. I think we are good. Any questions? So string class C, we spent the entire day on string class, right? Hope you guys are not sleeping. I'm talking. Where are you guys? You're understanding what I was discussing?
Yes, sir.
All of you?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
yeah, tomorrow I'll ask questions. Okay, so come prepared.
Okay.
Okay. Just basic
Okay.
things you will try to understand, right? Just the basics. String class is immutable class. It is immutable. Why? Because for security purpose they are made so that no one can change the value once assigned to the string. Right? Passwords, connection strings, all these are very critical personal information, right? So no one should be changing them. So that is why they have made it immutable. And how they have made it immutable, they will not ask you because that's a complex implementation. They have done it using heap memory and caching. So that's the internal structure of our JVM, how JVM handles strings. So that they generally will not ask for automation engineers at initial level. If you become 5-7 years of experience, then they sometimes they might ask, but generally for automation people they will not ask. Then we have these all the methods of string class which we discussed. The most important are contents, length, then character at, index of, then split, trim, right? And yeah, I think those are the most widely used. Strip also, strip and trim. Strip has two methods additional, strip leading and strip trailing also. Trim has only one method, dot trim, which removes the leading and trailing spaces or any character you specify. If there is character dot in front of Bangalore and Karnataka at the end also dot, and I want to trim dots, then I can specify trim in the inside the trim, remove dot. Then it will remove the both leading and trailing dots also. So yeah, that's how it is. The whole gist of today's session. These methods and string class. So methods you can just do dot. List of methods will come. The most widely ones I have discussed. Okay, I think we are good, everyone. Thank you. Have a nice Sunday. Don't stress yourself. Take rest also. You have one day. Again, tomorrow, Monday, blues will be there. All have to either work or learn, right? So all of you are working or how it is? Or you guys are going to hunt, do job hunting after this course? All of you are working or some of you are working?
I'm not working, sir.
Okay.
This is selection. I need to
I'm
hunt.
not working, sir.
Okay. So you just passed out
I'm
and
not working.
okay. Who is working in this group? Avinash? Who is working in this group? I think I remember 2-3 people who are working, right? Who are those? Can you just respond?
I'm working. Anil.
Okay. I mean, Teams today, no, I'm not able to see the names of
This
people.
is this is Sri Shail.
Srishal, okay, good. Who else? All of them remaining are going to do the job hunting, okay. I think Avinash was there, right? Today he's there or not? Not able to see anything. The list is also not coming. If you see my screen, I'm not able to see the names, not able to see names here also. It's all blank for me today. Anyways, okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice Sunday. Take rest.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Thank you, Anil.
Thank you. Thank you so much.